All right, hello, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of TGIF Renegades.
Coming at you!
Let's see.
Horrible
shot.
I was going to try another one, but...
I got to get this on video for Instagram.
Yeah. Let's do it one more time!
All right, here we go.
Right.
Video time!
Oh my gosh!
No, not good.
Please tell me to get my arm in there.
I did.
Oh, man. All right, what do we got going?
I am Kenny.
And I am, yours truly, the stud muffin Alex.
That's true.
You like that new?
Sometimes, I guess. Today, you look all right today.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have an opinion of your looks all the time.
Just casual today.
Yeah, casual Friday.
Yeah.
All right, we have a good show. Our episode is called Joey's Arrest.
Oh.
Now, Joey doesn't actually get arrested.
I wish. I think we all wish.
So this is going to be good. These are two pretty good episodes. All right, so since I love me some trivia, we started as of last week. We started doing the new segment where I'm going to give a little trivia on the show or an actor, not pertaining to these particular episodes, but to the shows we're doing, obviously.
Right.
So since last week I did Full House, I'm going to do Family Matters this week.
Okay.
So a little behind the scenes, if you will. This one was actually not what I really wanted to do, but this pertains to the early episodes, so I had to do it early.
Okay.
Do you know what the original theme song for the first 5 episodes of Family Matters was?
Oh, they changed it?
Yeah, after 5 episodes. The original...
How did I not know? Yeah.
The original was What a Wonderful World.
Really?
By Louis Armstrong. What a wonderful world.
Did they change it? Like, now when I watch it, is it all the same?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So after 5 episodes, they changed it to As Days Go By, which is what we know and love. And,
it's a simple world.
Yeah, something like that. They started that on episode 6 for the first 3 seasons of the original ABC broadcast and later airings on ABC Family. The episodes used an extended version of As Days Go By, which is what we're seeing now in the first
Yeah, it takes forever.
Yeah, you start that thing and about 3 minutes later you're into the episode.
I skip the intro and go straight to that commercial.
Yeah, you darn right. Yeah, so then...
because for some reason you guys are too cheap.
Yeah.
You and Brooke are too cheap.
To get the premium or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after season 3, we have 3 seasons of this extended version.
Yeah.
And then they get into the shortened version. But so anyways, that was it. That was the trivia. Just that, and then in syndication reruns, they switched everything to As Days Go By, which was probably a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful World is kind of a boring song. What a wonderful world.
I think I was going to say, it's beginning to look like Christmas.
That is not the intro.
Wait, what is it? Say it again.
What a wonderful world.
I don't like it for Family Matters.
No. All right, but with that said, Alex.
Ooh, my favorite time of the day.
It's time to crack open a beer and get into this because it is TGIF. So you would think we were going to start with.
Hold on.
Oh, gotta savor the beer taste there. Oh, gosh.
I think it went down the wrong. Excuse me.
Oh,
sorry.
Oh man. Oh. But you would think I would be going into Family Matters since I started with Family Matters trivia, but I'm not.
You love this. You love this episode.
I do. This is an awesome episode. So Full House. Season 1, Episode 10, Joey's Place. An episode revolving around the toaster.
Yeah. Let's get going. He's so whiny.
He is. This is him at probably
I think this is probably why I hate him so much. Is because of this episode.
It could be. It aired December 4th, 1987. And IMDb rating, 7.3.
All right, we're climbing.
Yeah, pretty solid.
Grab that ladder, Kenny. We're climbing.
Cold open, because I love my cold opens. There's still not one, but do you think DJ was talking on the phone to Kimmy with her what is it, yellow socks on?
Yellow socks, and it was a red lip. Who else is she going to talk to?
Probably no one, just Jimmy.
Yeah.
Anyway, we start out this episode in the kitchen with Joey ironing and doing the dun, 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 dun. You notice that shouldn't it have been Uncle Jesse ironing? Remember?
Yeah,
his mom said he's the best.
He's the best.
So leaving Joey to do it?
Well, this episode's starting to make sense now that Joey does. Now, all of a sudden, Joey does everything in the house. I guess Jesse's bringing money into the home now.
Yeah. So. And Joey's the housewife. The you and me of the family.
Yeah. Now I'm Joey.
Yeah. Also, that's definitely not how to iron.
No.
First of all, if you didn't know how to iron, don't take lessons from Joey.
I have no...
Literally, they're like folded clothes, and he's pounding them
down. Yeah. Now you get those sweet-ass lines, like...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it. So Stephanie and DJ come in saying, "Is this normal?" And he says the most amazing thing happened to him, but he can't tell anyone until everyone's there. And the girls are really annoyed by that, as are the audience.
Stupid thing like that.
Yeah. Uncle Jesse comes up from the garage in full bug outfit, asking for hello kisses from the girls, not Joey, and starts complaining about his job.
That man been in bug shit all day long, and like if I was girls, I'd be like, get the hell away from me, like, go wash up.
Right.
But whatever.
Yeah, they gave him a big old hug, and he didn't have a speck on him.
Yeah. Why would he take that jumper off? Like, you would think after exterminating somebody's house, you would take that jumper off and like have street clothes on underneath of it. But I guess not.
No,
just going commando under that.
Why not? Different world back in the 80s. I guess.
I'm just smart.
Right.
Thinking about it.
And in comes Danny for a hug, and the girls like rush him with a hug, and then like, okay, Joey, everyone's here, and Danny's all hurt. Yeah. And Joey says he's been selected as one of the hot up-and-coming comics to go on a 2-week, 16-college tour.
I feel so terrible for those college kids.
Having to listen to Wizard of Oz.
Like, they're just going to be like, what the hell?
And how did he get picked? Like, this Wizard of Oz act really...
Was that great?
Yeah.
So, I do want to tell you, I was talking to my friend Mercedes today, and she loves that scene.
Oh,
the Wizard
gosh.
Like, she loves it. And I don't understand.
No.
Like, I looked at her, and I was just like, there's no way. Like, I didn't think anybody loved it, but terrible. Yeah. Terrible, Mercedes.
The DJ does the stupid, she licks her finger and touches his...
Oh, you're hot.
The man is hot. Joey says there's one problem. He probably isn't going to go because he made a commitment to help run the family with Danny. And Danny, like, immediately is like, dude, go. You shouldn't pass this up. We want you out of the house.
We want you out of the house. You can make money now.
You suck at ironing our clothing, so...
Go.
Yeah, so Danny basically says, he encourages him not to pass this up, and they'll cover for him. And Uncle Jesse says he'll take some time off the bug biz to help out with the girls.
So he's just going to leave his dad high and dry now.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
And that's what Joey is like, you do that? And he says, well, that's one of the perks for working for my dad. My mom won't let him fire me. Not the greatest employee.
Grandma can't come over and take care of him?
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
Just saying.
Yeah, that's true. Well, after they were already Thanksgiving, they went somewhere else.
Yeah,
they don't want any
Nobody
part of this
cares
family.
about the girls.
These momless girls.
Starting to get sad.
I know.
Cheer me up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, Joey is all jazzed up that they'll let him go, so he gives everyone a hug, and they do the thing where Jesse's like, don't hug me or the deal is off, and he gives them a big hug. And so new scene, we're in the living room, and Joey has the entire living room like trashed with his gag props.
Yeah.
Did you know, like,
oh yeah,
it was horrible in there. And like, does he use that many like, who was that? There's Carrot Top was a big prop comedy guy, and Gallagher. No, he was the watermelon guy.
Yeah.
Gallagher.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad you know that.
Yeah. I know a thing or two.
Good.
But like, is he that big of a prop comedy? I thought he was a voice guy. Why does he have so many gags?
I don't. Well, how long is it? Is it like a 3-hour show where he does the props and then the voices?
Yeah. I don't know.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. But he's practicing some comedy routines, and he says like a stupid joke, and then he plays his laugh track.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love this laugh track, he says. Like, I didn't even, like, did you ever have a laugh track?
No.
I didn't even know they were a thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was almost like he was promoting the laugh track thing.
Yeah.
I was like, who the hell used these back in the day?
Did you notice the Abraham Lincoln head was still in the background?
I did notice that.
So maybe he is doing some Wizard of Oz?
Obviously. Oh,
Mercedes is going to be all over those colleges.
She's going to the colleges.
Danny enters and he says, Joey's alcove had an explosion into the living room. More Danny noticing the mess or two.
He's itching.
Yeah.
He's itching his neck.
Yeah.
It's too much shit everywhere, you know?
Unnecessary, too.
Yeah. But I will say, it's like, maybe he was just going through things, you know?
Oh, you're right.
Give the guy some space. He's trying, you know? I think that's what it's all about.
I get it. No, that makes sense. But Danny leaves to go upstairs to work on a basketball blooper reel. In comes Stephanie in her Bumblebee outfit, and she's listening to the Bumblebee March or whatever it is. I can't even do it.
I think they fast-forwarded, sped her up, because what I noticed, she was, zooming.
Yeah.
So I think they, did a little,
Yeah.
I really do. I think it wasn't like, they didn't take a spin off the ants go marching.
This was
in my mind.
This was just it was just a bee, yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
Like a chant.
Yeah. And so she comes in, doing laps around Joey, and Joey, stops her, and he kind of says he's trying to rehearse. She has her little boombox, her little kid boombox.
Yeah, it was really loud.
Yeah. And she goes, go ahead, it won't bother me. And then she clicks start again, and then starts running again. So Joey's like, oh. So
didn't he whip his 8-ball cane at her to stop her?
I think so.
Yeah. I just noticed it. It made me crack up.
He goes upstairs. He's walking upstairs, and he opens Jesse's room and says he's looking for a quiet place to rehearse. Why would you think to go to Jesse's room to ask?
It's never quiet in there.
Right. Yeah. Well, he knew a girl wasn't over yet.
That's true.
So
it's not midnight.
no guitar lessons have gone on for Joey to steal Jesse's girl real quick. But he asks Jesse for a quiet place to rehearse, and Jesse has his guitar, and he says, "Good luck." Then he does a sick little guitar riff, really loudly too. What a jerk! And DJ pops out of her room and says, "Uncle Jesse, I'm trying to do homework." So Joey knows he can't go in DJ's room. He can't go in Danny's room, because Danny was in his room doing the basketball thing. He can't go in Jesse's room. He can't go in the living room, because Stephanie's taking the whole living room.
And you can't go in Michelle's room, because Michelle's left alone in her crib.
Right. So Joey goes to Michelle's room.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yep. And you guessed it already. She's awake and just sitting in her crib.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah. So he's like, "Busy, Michelle?" I still can't understand how they just put her in there and she's wide awake.
And she's quiet.
Yeah.
And
in this case, the door was shut.
Yeah.
At least leave the door open to make sure she's okay or something. I don't know. But in her crib is a parrot toy. I think you had a parrot toy like this.
I did.
That repeated what you said.
Yep.
And
in her crib?
Yeah, it was in her crib. And so that makes me think that's why she was so quiet. She was just, maybe it was a pre-bed routine where she kind of gets to play with toys in her crib or something before she gets tuckered out.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, I'm not that big of an anal parent, but a parrot toy has batteries that are easily able to pop open.
Yeah, well,
I'm telling you.
That's true. I mean, there's And Danny and Jesse weren't gonna check on her anytime soon.
No, hell no. Hell no.
She could have been choking. She could have been dead in the crib.
Yep.
For all they knew.
Joey did just talk for her for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
So it would have been different.
Yeah. But yeah, so she's talking, or she says something, or however, and the parrot repeats it, and he says, "Sorry, I didn't realize you had company," and then he leaves. So yeah, now he can't go there.
Where's he gonna go?
Which the new scene is in the garage.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but what about the kitchen? The entire kitchen is wide open.
You would think.
And no one was in there. Yep, they have plenty of space still, but no, he goes to the cold garage where he's clearly got like a jacket on.
Yeah.
Because he's still practicing his stuff. Apparently, there's a yellow VW Beetle.
Came out of nowhere.
In the garage, yeah.
I'm guessing it's Joey's, right?
We do find out in a little bit that it is Joey's.
Okay, it would make sense.
But, yeah, we hadn't heard about...
Nah.
So far, we just know that they have a motorcycle from Jesse.
And a convertible.
Yep.
Which is obviously Danny's.
Yeah. But we haven't actually seen his car yet.
No.
Danny's car. Yeah. We've never seen him leave or anything for that. But anyways, he says something while he's standing next to the VW Bug there. He says, this one is Ode to a Fountain. He takes a big drink of water, and then he's a fountain, I guess, because he starts spitting the water.
Yeah.
And he sprays it on the car window. He starts spraying it on the window, and at that point, DJ walks down. But is that really going to be what he's going to do with these college students? Because without the car there, what's his goal?
He's just going to spray everybody with water?
Yeah. Spray the front row with water. So, speaking of the water thing, me and Elijah one time turned on, we were watching crap on YouTube, and on came America's Got Talent show, or audition, or whatever they do on there.
Please tell me nobody did this.
They didn't do this. It was 5 guys, I want to say. They all took a drink, or no, one guy took a drink of water, and they did something where they spit in each other's mouths.
Oh.
To each other.
Oh.
It was really disgusting, but really interesting, because I can't remember the routine that they did.
So they look like one of those fountains.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see, like, where the water goes in, up, in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did. It was awesome. Like, at first, I'm like, dude, we're not watching this. This looks disgusting. And then, like, I was just enthralled.
Well, once you said it looks disgusting, then Elijah's going to want to watch more.
Elijah's like, no, we're watching. But anyways, DJ walks down as he's doing that, and he starts spraying the car to wash it or whatever. And after he's finished, because she comes in the car and turns the wipers on to clean it, and he thumbs up to her and stuff. And
it was a good scene.
It was pretty cute. And this one, like, I can remember being really little and seeing this scene. Like, this one sticks out to me.
Yeah, for some reason. Same, honestly.
Maybe it was the yellow car, like, just stuck out in my brain or something, but every time it comes on, when I rewatch it, I'm like, I can put myself as like a 5-year-old watching this again. But DJ says, Joey, that's so real. Every time I see you do your fountain act, I want to throw pennies at your face and make a wish. It's so real. What's real about it? Water coming out of his mouth?
Yeah, that's the point of what, I mean,
I don't get it. Yeah. But she says she just finished her homework so he can practice in her room. And she says something like, just don't spray my whole room.
Yeah.
And he says, it's okay. He doesn't mind being in the garage. But then he gets a jacket out for her out of the trunk of his car because she kind of, it's so cold down here. So he opens the trunk, which was the front of the car.
Right, but that's how Volkswagen Beetles are.
Really?
Yep. Yep, the engine's in the back.
Wow.
Yep.
I have no idea. I know nothing about cars, so...
I know we say this a lot, but somebody fact-check me because it's true.
Yeah, so he gets his clothes out, and she goes, oh, I didn't realize you kept your clothes in your car. And, and he says, well, the alcove is too small, so he keeps his clothes down there. Then he says, the worst part of living in the alcove is really just having no privacy. Which...
what are we talking about?
And Jesse's like, I think you have more privacy than I do. I'm across the hall from the girl.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah. But then they go on some stupid thing with like, but I'm not complaining.
Yeah, we're whining and bitching about everything.
She's talking about Stephanie before Stephanie moved in, and he's talking about his pre-alcove days.
Yeah,
it's pretty dumb. But so now upstairs in Michelle's room, everyone is like actually hanging out with Michelle now, which I thought was really weird.
Yeah.
And everyone's in there except for Joey. And DJ is explaining how sad it was to see Joey alone in the cold garage rehearsing.
Yeah, they're acting like he's homeless.
Yeah.
Or she is.
Yeah. And she says he really needs a place in the house for himself where he can practice. And Danny says, you're right. What he needs is his own room. And then a stupid thing where Stephanie is like the lookout for Joey. She doesn't know that she needs to tell them when Joey is coming.
Yeah.
Because she comes in and says, Joey's not here yet. And they're like, well, you're supposed to tell us when he's coming, not when he's not coming. And Danny says, you're supposed to say the duck flies at midnight when Joey's here. And she's like, okay, I got it. Actually, I think she says, I should get paid for this.
Yeah.
They're all about this money.
Yeah, everybody's about money.
Yeah, which is so true when you're that age. But DJ has it all figured out. She says DJ, moves into Michelle's room.
Okay.
Joey moves into her room.
Okay.
Michelle moves into the alcove. And Stephanie gets her own tent in the backyard. Which, if you went to all that trouble, wouldn't you just do Michelle in the alcove, Joey in Michelle's room, Stephanie in the tent, and DJ keeps the same room?
Yeah. Yeah.
She moved more people than she needed.
Yeah. She wasn't thinking that through.
But that's actually not a bad idea. Michelle really doesn't need her own room.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean,
truthfully, I would think DJ should have her own room, and then Michelle move over now with Stephanie.
Yeah.
Or Michelle.
But even Michelle in the alcove, you don't need. She's a baby.
True. Or Michelle could stay in Danny's massive
That's true.
room.
They could have figured something out
easier.
But anyway, Stephanie is like, I don't think so. And so she says plan B is bunk beds in Uncle Jesse's room.
Oh.
And Uncle Jesse and Joey can be roommates.
Oh.
And Jesse looks over and is like, I don't think so. But bunk beds, that's not a bad idea.
It works.
Sorry.
It works out.
It works perfectly fine for grown men.
We'll talk about this.
Okay, you're saving that. All right.
I'm saving it.
Okay. So, in walks Joey, and Stephanie quickly says, the duck! The turtle! The chicken drives to 7-Eleven!
That's it. That's right.
Yep.
That's exactly what she said.
And they're all like flustered because they weren't ready, and Joey was like, what's going on here? And Jesse says, oh, it's a new family ritual. We're singing Michelle to sleep. Joey's kind of offended that he wasn't asked.
Yeah. I'm not a part of the family anymore?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, chill out.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you wanted privacy, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't going to mess with you. We were, like, chill
you could
out.
be rehearsing right now,
Yeah.
in any room right now.
Jeez.
And so they start singing, and the guys start, lullaby and good night.
The farmer and the dow.
And
the
we
farmer
don't
and
know
the dow.
rest of the words. Is what the guys do. But yes, the girls sang Farmer and the Dow, yeah. So it's really annoying and weird. And Joey just shakes his head and walks out of the room. When he leaves, they start to continue the conversation about, we got to get him out of the alcove. And he comes right back in to question something else. He starts, but what? And then Stephanie's like, the duck! The duck! And Joey looks all confused again and then just leaves.
I think Danny's like, it's what the new kids are saying nowadays.
Yes,
what the kids are saying nowadays.
I forgot about that, yeah. Oh, man. And new scene.
Thank goodness there's a new scene.
Yeah. The next morning, Uncle Jesse is preparing breakfast while singing the old folk song. You don't know it?
Whoa, no.
The old folk song, Boil That Cabbage Down.
Okay.
I heard him sing it, and I was taking notes, and I just wrote that he was preparing breakfast. And then I'm like, I better say this, because if it's Elvis, I'm going to be mad that I didn't mention that it was Elvis. And then
It's not.
No, it's Boil That Cabbage Down.
How does it go?
I can't think of, but he says something, flip that thing around and boil that cabbage down. Something.
I like the voice for that.
It was really, I don't know. I couldn't find anything.
Flip that thing down and boil that cabbage.
I don't know, but it was, I saw an Andy Griffith clip of it, and then I looked it up and saw it's just an old folk song.
Okay.
Whatever. But Joey starts going over, he's got a cork board, and he's going over the girls' after-school activity chart, saying the activities are in blue, except DJ's dentist appointment is in green, and cleaning schedule is in pink. Down comes everyone for breakfast, and Jesse had prepared, like, tons of food.
Yeah, dude, it looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, I don't even remember what he said. Eggs was one, French toast was another.
Yeah, and pancakes.
Pancakes? Wow, man.
Yeah.
French toast and pancakes?
Maybe I made the pancakes, though.
I would love both. I would stack them up. See, that's something I could mix together, that food.
Yeah.
Breakfast.
As long as there's no waffles. I'm not a waffle guy.
Yeah, no.
I like pancakes. Didn't we talk about that before?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, good.
And
I'm glad I didn't say I liked waffles last time.
Maybe you
I can't remember it today.
You were drunk. Waffles sounded good that day.
Yeah. Pancakes sound better today.
Just pour the syrup in my mouth. So they barely eat any, and then the girls want seconds of the eggs.
Yeah! Dude, it was like 2 seconds. Yeah.
He like set it down, and then they're like, he's like, who wants seconds? I do.
I've been like, holy shit, give me a second to eat first.
Yeah. And Joey's like offended because no one ever wants seconds of his eggs. And they just kind of like, anyways.
Yeah.
And Danny says he's got to go to work, and he wishes Joey luck. And he starts walking, and Jesse quickly catches Danny, and Danny goes, asks Jesse if he thought of an idea for getting Joey out of the alcove. And Jesse says he stayed up all night thinking about it. And Danny says, I thought you had a date. And Jesse says, okay, I stayed up all night.
Check one on the board. No namer. No namer. But that's a check on the board.
Yeah. So the audience laughs, and Danny says, keep thinking about it. Then he leaves, and the bus honks, because buses honk right at your door.
And you can hear it loud as a...
From the kitchen, and they're out the front, And Jesse has packed the girls' lunches, so they leave. And did you notice their lunches? DJ has a brown bag, and Stephanie had the old Jetsons lunchbox still.
Yep.
From that was third episode. They talked about how...
I'm glad that they're keeping that.
I know.
Yeah.
They kept
Makes me happy.
Yeah. The continuity is holding up pretty solid so far.
It's good.
And Jesse tells Joey to go, that he needs to leave, and he says, TCB, take care of business. And Joey's concerned that they won't remember stuff, and he's like, the girls' activities are, and Jesse says, LRN, leave right now. Then says, in other words, WAYG, why aren't you gone? Go!
That's really good. Did you practice that?
Oh, all night I was up doing that.
Oh, okay. You were...
I wasn't practicing that, but I was up all night.
All right.
Then after Joey leaves the kitchen, Jesse up that thing around and boil that cabbage down. He came back to it. He was trying to bring it back into like being a thing, I guess, but no luck.
No luck.
Yeah. We should be playing that in the background.
Yeah, I'm gonna find that song.
Yeah.
Play it all the time now.
It's gonna be good. He goes to the living room, Joey does, where Michelle is in the playpen, awake.
Of course.
They did talk about how, Jesse said something about how Michelle is already napping. She already ate and was napping in the playpen. So maybe she just woke up, but just common theme that Michelle is awake and alone.
Alone, all the time.
Yeah. So Joey picks her up, and he talks to her about how maybe he isn't needed. There's new family rituals without him. Everyone's able to take care of things without him, and he's being replaced by a rock and roll exterminator. Then he says, bye, Michelle. Tell everyone I'll miss them, if they even care. But anyways, it goes to a commercial, and then we're back from the commercial, and Jesse's sitting with Michelle folding laundry in the living room.
Can I chime in?
Yeah.
This this whole, what you're about to talk about, is just a filler.
Oh, yeah.
It makes no sense. There's no real purpose into this.
No. That's why I'm going to try and go pretty quick through it, because I hate it.
Stupid, and it makes no sense. I'll be quiet then.
Yeah, so he's watching TV, folding laundry. And I did love how he's watching TV and he goes, "Hang that dry cleaner, Judge Wapner, hang him!" He's all into his afternoon television. Courtroom TV. He does some raspberries on Michelle's tummy. Then the doorbell rings, and it's a lady, Joni. And it's not a lady for Jesse. No. She was there asking for Joey. And he says that he's filling in for Joey. And the lady says it's Joey's afternoon to watch the kids. And in come two boys that run in. Then another boy comes in. And apparently Joey and these 2 or 3 moms swap kids throughout the week.
And these kids are way older than Michelle.
Yeah. There's no baby in this group. They're all like, how did they run into each other?
And none of those women were like, "Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Jesse." Like, none of them.
They're all married. They're all married ladies with kids.
So they just really wanted alone time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And anyways, so Jesse is stuck with Michelle and 4 boys, and he tells them, when the ladies leave, he tells them, "All right, listen up, Big J is in charge. I can be your best friend or your worst enemy. The choice is yours." And then a kid awkwardly, I hate this part because the kid goes, he grabs some laundry and he goes, "Laundry fight!" Yeah. It's like the grossest way to yell laundry fight.
Better actor.
Yeah, and the kid starts chucking laundry everywhere, and Jesse says, first of all, he says, "Bad choice." And then he's like being mobbed, and he goes, "How would Cosby handle this?"
Oh!
Probably not the greatest line now.
Let's keep going.
So, new scene. We're out of that scene, thank God.
Yeah.
And it's later in the day. The girls are at the counter in the kitchen, and Jesse's preparing dinner. And they say they miss Joey. And they say it's getting late and want to eat without Dad because they're starving. And Danny enters. And, there's a little thing where they're kind of like questioning, is Danny ever this late? Blah, blah, blah. Like, why would Jesse not know that?
Yeah.
Maybe he works late, maybe he's on dates, who knows? But Danny then enters and he says, "Hi, honey, I'm home." Trying to be like lighthearted and fun, and Uncle Jesse just looks at him all pissed off. And Danny says, "Sorry, I was running late because I was held up at work." He starts explaining why, but then Jesse goes, "Give me a break." And Danny's like Danny's face looks so concerned. He's like, "What?" Or actually he goes, "Huh?" And Jesse goes, "Don't huh me." And he goes on a jealous rant about how he had to clean the house, wash and iron all his clothes, run a daycare for socially deviant munchkins, and I missed Oprah. I ran this one, and he points to Stephanie, to ballet, DJ to the dentist, no cavities, thank you very much. I slaved over a hot stove to give you a hot meal. And Danny says, "Sorry." And Jesse goes, "Sorry? Sorry doesn't change the fact that my chicken tetrazzini is ruined." Ruined! He says, "Did you not have the common courtesy to call me and tell me you were going to be 25 minutes late?" No! And then he realizes he's being like June Cleaver, and he like lays his head down.
One day!
Yeah. He lays his head down on the table, and Danny sits down, and he's like, "Well, cheer up, because I think I figured out a way to solve the alcove issue." Whew. And he says, "A contractor is coming to get Joey his very own bedroom." He doesn't mention the name, but do you think it's Sylvia?
Oh,
she did a hell of a job on the Winslow bathroom, so
I bet it is.
She could whip up that, maybe, because, now hear me out, this aired 2 years before the other one. So Sylvia may have started in San Francisco, and she
went nationwide then.
Yeah, she built the what's going to be built here, and that
In a short time, too, so she does good work.
Yeah, and so that's how she was so well known around Chicago. So
I'm thinking you're right.
There's something there. But Jesse, after Danny says he figured out a way to solve it, the contractor's coming to give Joey his own bedroom. Jesse goes, great, another room for me to clean. And Danny doesn't go on from there, but then the girls say, Uncle Jesse, your chicken tetrazzini is pretty great. And Stephanie goes, yeah, it's just a little dry. And then they do he and her do a little stare down and do a little kiss. It was actually really cute. They bump heads together and then, it was funny. But new scene, Joey enters the house saying, I'm back. And he kind of casually runs towards his alcove and tosses his bag. And it lands into an empty alcove. Well, not empty alcove, just all his crap is gone. It's just books. It's
nice.
It's a clean alcove. In the kitchen, Stephanie quick runs back and says, the duck flies at midnight. I got it! Yeah. And so they're playing Monopoly. And Danny says, no one should say anything. Just act natural. I thought about saving this for the trivia, but I'll do it now. Danny lands on Indiana. He says, he goes, 1, 2, okay, Indiana, I'll buy it. And Jesse says, $500. And Danny says, don't forget the change. So anyone who loves Monopoly as much as I love Monopoly, I played Monopoly a bunch growing up. And actually, me and Chris,
you made your own Monopoly.
We made Schoolopoly based off of St. Paul's Lutheran School that we went to. Indiana is only $220. If you land on Indiana, you have to buy it.
So it wasn't $500.
Right. The biggest bill in Monopoly is a $500 bill. So just say Indiana is for some reason $500. You wouldn't get change back. Because you would pay them with either a $500 bill or 5 100s or a combination that gets you to $500. So either you pay with the $500 and you get $280 back, or it just bugged me.
You're right.
Right when they said it, because I saw them playing Monopoly and I'm like, cool, this is gonna be fun. And then I heard that and I'm like, it doesn't make sense. They
screwed up.
Yeah, they screwed up. So
wow, you are the Monopoly.
Oh, I
genius.
Love Monopoly. I got 3 or 4 of them at home, different versions. Yep.
I like Monopoly too, but I mean, my goodness, you are.
Love it. But anyways, Joey comes in and says, hello. All ticked off. Everyone asks how it went, and he says, real good. Then all nasty, he goes, well, how'd it go here? And they say, good. And they say, there's some Peking duck in the fridge for you. Is it Mr. Quacker?
Oh, no.
Oh, just kidding. But actually, last night, I hate going off topic so much, but last night, I was leaving someplace, and there was this massive duck, near our car.
Really?
And it was there forever. We went in and went out of this place several times.
Probably somebody's pet duck.
I don't know, but I said, Kelsey, my wife said, is that, she goes, that's not a duck, that's got to be a goose. It's so big. And I said, actually, I think it's a Peking duck because I said, Alex told me it's a meat duck, so it's bigger.
Yeah, it probably was.
But anyway, so I said that, and she goes, what? And I go, yeah, we learned some. We don't do this just to talk and drink beer. We
educate people.
Yes, yeah.
Come on, Kelsey. Come on.
But anyways, Joey asks where all his stuff is, and they say they moved it down to the garage.
Oh, what? Wait, He's probably all mad, right?
Yeah, because he says, maybe there's something else you ought to tell me. Goodbye. And Jesse says, hey, man, your stuff is in the garage. Check it out. And Joey's all mad that, I will check it out. And then I'll pack it up. And he says, all pissed, he's like, am I still getting my mail here? Or did you forward it to the gutter? And then he walks down, and he's still ranting as they, follow him. He's still, ranting and raving about how unwanted he is. But the first thing you see is the garage Now the basement, and it's redone.
Yeah.
And it looks good from what you can see there.
I would love that damn basement.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
And he's still ranting about it, and he goes, if you didn't need my help, all you had to say was... And then he sees the basement, because he gets down there, and he goes, Joey is an idiot. And they're all just smiling at him, and he quick runs, and he's like, he sees he's got his own bathroom.
Yeah.
He starts like jumping on his own bed, and his mannequin is there. Manny, his mannequin.
But this is where it transforms, I think, right?
It is, because the mannequin was dressed in some
hockey gear. Yep. And I think it stays that way.
I think so, too.
Yep.
It was probably too much for the show to keep changing and buying the... Let's buy the gooniest outfit we can, and we got to buy two of them. They say his mom sent all his old furniture and that they put all the old junk in the attic. The motorcycle will go in the backyard now, and they'll park the cars on the street. So they got it all taken care of. And Joey says, this is amazing. Danny, it must have cost you a fortune. And Danny walks really, really close and goes, don't ask. And then they laugh, and the sentimental music starts. So
guys!
We need you in here, guys.
All right.
Danny says that Joey's his best friend, and that he's doing him the biggest favor by helping raise his little girls. This is just their way of saying thanks. And they all smile about it. And Joey says, no one has ever done anything like this for me before. And you know, the best part is, as great as my new room is, you guys really want me here. And Danny says, are you kidding? You're part of our family. Face it, you're a tanner. And they hug.
At that point, I'd be like, no!
So Jesse says, welcome home. And the girls, like, fight about who could move down into the alcove. Mostly fight about the other one going to the alcove. Then Danny and Jesse start making fun of Joey for all his ranting about forwarding his mail to the gutter and whatnot.
Or do you want me to say it? Him being a little bitch. It's really,
yes, he was. And Joey says, I was kidding. I'm a comedian. I'm in the kidding business. And Jesse says, kid this. And he like jumps on him, and everyone kind of dog piles and they laugh.
Everybody laughs.
And that's the end of the episode. I love it. I love the episode, other than Joey's constant complaining. I don't know.
I think the only reason I love this episode is because like we have a new place.
Yes, I do too. I think that it was just like a turning point of the show. Like it solidified Joey living there.
Yeah.
And so then it was just like a fun turning point in the show. But all right, so with this episode, what was on the mind of Alex for this one?
Okay, so
much.
Let's go back to when Joey is drinking the water. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
He takes one sip of water, and that stream of water lasted for like 10 minutes.
That was, yeah.
Like there was no way. He just literally took a... Like,
it wasn't... Yeah, I know. I made sure
I looked at the glass.
Yes.
The glass was barely drinking on him.
Yep. Yeah.
And I mean,
yeah.
Where the hell was all that water coming from? So my mind was just boggled at that point.
Yeah. He made that little sip last, apparently.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really on my mind. Like, it just blew me away the whole episode. I just couldn't believe it. The other thing was like, okay, the time period he was on the tour.
Yeah.
For what?
College tour, a 16 college tour for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
It's 14 days.
14 days. They got that basement done.
That was a badass basement.
Yeah.
A bathroom in there, and you had to. I mean, you have to insulate that thing.
Oh no!
You had to insulate it.
It would take more than 14 freaking days to do that.
Well, Sylvia can do. She does good work.
That's true.
That's what Harriet kept saying.
That's true. One thing you missed though is because if you're gonna watch this episode, you're gonna be like, where did all this furniture come from?
Oh yeah.
Place. And it came from his parents' house.
Yeah. His mom sent the furniture.
It was all his.
Yep.
So we were right that he lived with his mom before this.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. You had to have, I guess.
Bam!
Yep, found it. The other thing that you didn't, I thought you would say it, there's 2 stairways.
Oh, yeah.
From the basement.
Yeah, that's right. Damn it.
Where does the one, would...
Well, I'm wondering if the one comes from the kitchen, and maybe the other one goes, because it's a wraparound porch.
Okay.
So maybe it goes up to the outside of the side of the house of that porch.
Maybe.
So,
almost like a garage, side door to your garage.
Right, because upstairs they have you come outside to the porch. Mm-hmm. So I think when it goes around the side of the house, maybe there's a door.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. That's just my theory on that.
Maybe we'll find out in later episodes.
Maybe.
All right, so trivia time. It's not really trivia at all because I couldn't quite pull a trivia for this one.
No good trivia on that.
No, but it's more of a mess up.
Oh,
when Joey's explaining the board to Jesse.
Yes.
He says what all the color post-its mean, and he says the green ones are DJ's dentist appointment. But if you look, there's like 5 of them on that board.
Yeah.
5 green ones.
What the hell?
I know.
Would it be for? Well, she doesn't have braces, but
right.
Braces, like, do you have to go back weekly?
I don't know. But
there was a lot. You don't need to go to the dentist that much.
No, and you would think, why would you not change that? I mean, like,
it's not that hard. It's just Post-it notes.
Yeah, that's the like actor and writer in me that.
Yeah, it bothered me.
Check yourself.
It bothered.
Yeah, I don't know. That's all my trivia. It's just that mess up. But so let's move on to bedtime stories with Alex.
Bedtime stories with Alex. Yeah. So this bedtime story makes me lay my head down in my old bunk bed.
Yeah, you had bunk beds for a long time, right?
I did, but the bunk beds I'm thinking of. So when me and Kenny lived together, we had bunk beds.
Yeah.
So we were like, it works.
Yeah.
For Uncle Joey and
they could have
Uncle Jesse and Joey. Yeah. It could have worked.
They could have pulled this off.
Yeah.
So we moved after high school. So I'm a year older than Alex.
Yeah.
And so after Alex graduated, we moved into a rather tiny house together that only had 1 bedroom.
Yep.
So here we are, a couple 18, 19-year-old kids. And had bunk beds in a 1-bedroom house.
Yeah. It's great.
It worked. It worked well.
I had the top bunk.
You did have the top bunk.
Yeah.
I had the bottom.
Did I have stairs to get up?
Yeah, there were stairs right by my face.
Okay, I didn't know if we took them out eventually or not.
No, we got them on.
I didn't think I could jump that high.
No. Yeah, it works.
Yeah,
ain't nothing wrong with that.
No.
I don't know why Jesse was so freaked out about.
Do you know where that bunk bed came from? Actually, technically, was it a bunk bed? It was
like a loft.
It was a loft.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it was a loft because it was my sister's from college.
Oh, okay.
And then we just had a futon.
We had a futon.
But it was a bunk bed.
Yeah, it was bunk bed.
It was your futon underneath, and then I had the loft area.
Yep. We had a TV in there and the computer.
That's
all you could do. It was all crammed in. And
somehow it worked.
And no doors.
No.
The bedroom just was a wide open. We had the 70s.
The beads.
Beads.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great.
Yep.
I think I slept on the chair quite a bit, too.
You did. I was going to say that. I think you slept on the chair. You ended up sleeping out in the living room a lot.
Yeah, I think I just... Honestly, I think I stayed up and watched Full House.
Yeah.
So, that's no lie. That's crazy.
Yeah. All comes full circle.
Yeah.
All right. So the next episode of Full House is the Big 3-0.
Ooh.
And this is a good one, too.
I
love this. This stretch is such a good
episode. I think it has to be Danny's Big 3-0.
It is Danny's Big 3-0.
Yes. Got it.
You are right. But we'll find out the ins and outs of that one next week.
So, wait, how are we getting to Chicago?
No, to get to Chicago, I thought we'd jump in Joey's Beetle.
All right.
He already washed it for us.
Yeah, so it's clean.
Water.
Clean.
And now, it's Joey's.
Yeah.
So in the glove compartment, he's probably got got some alcohol.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
And plus, we're going to throw his clothes out of the front of the trunk.
Right.
And pile it with beer.
Store some beer in there. Right.
We're good.
Yeah, so we'll take that VW Beetle and go on over from San Francisco.
And we're going to be so crowded, I think.
Luckily, it's just us two and not
nobody else.
Paula and Alexandria.
Woo! Finally.
Yeah. But, so we'll go over for a little Family Matters.
All right.
So
what the Winslow's got in store for me today?
I'll crack open that beer and we'll talk about it. But before we do, since we're in Chicago now, I thought I'd give a shout out to any listeners in Illinois.
Yeah.
Because so we're in Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan's clearly our highest listeners.
Right. Right.
Because probably mostly family, but
yeah,
some local people probably latched on. But then Illinois is our second. Yeah. So if you're listening in Illinois, hello.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Maybe it's because of Family Matters.
I bet so.
Yeah. But
exactly. They probably don't even watch Full House or listen to us.
Right.
Full House.
Yeah, they just skip to the Family Matters part. Represent. But Family Matters, Season 1, Episode 10, we got False Arrest. The date on this one is December 1st, 1989. IMDb rating, 7.3.
All right.
They were the same.
Sweet.
So, yeah. So the cold open, I wrote a lot down for this cold open, but I got to try and keep it short. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the living room, Eddie's in his tank top and shorts with a bench press station. I was expecting you to bring in some weight.
I was actually going to bring in the bench press.
That would have been...
But I was too excited to get to the studio and drink some beer.
Yeah. To bother lifting weights.
Yeah, I'd rather lift my case of beer.
Harriet enters, asking why all this stuff is in the living room, which, when it first started, I'm like, does he lug this down every time he wants to work out?
Right.
But Eddie says that Steve Urkel is coming over, and that he is paying Eddie to help him get in shape.
All
and
right.
she says, well, why can't he just do it up in your room? He says, because you told me never to let him upstairs. And in comes Urkel. Hi, Eddie. I appreciate you taking the time to pump me up. And they start warming up with some jumping jacks, and Urkel can't do them like at all. He's like really weirdly flailing, and Eddie stops him, and Urkel says he feels a pump coming on, and he flexes his non-muscle, and Eddie just kind of like looks. I don't even know if he did the squeezing the muscle. I can't remember, but they go over to the bench press, which has to be like only like maybe 10 pounds.
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe even less. It was just a bar. So.
Well, it had two tiny weights.
Oh yeah, it did. Which were probably about they were probably about 5 pounds each.
Yeah.
So you're thinking probably 12 pounds total for this bar. And Eddie's like spotting him with his hand holding the bar as he's going up and down. And Urkel goes, "This is easy." And the phone rings, and Eddie says, "Be right back." And he lets go of the bar, and it falls on Urkel, and he's just him stuck under this bar.
There's like 12 pounds to it.
Yeah. And in comes Laura as he's struggling. She's like, "Steve, what are you doing?" And he says, "I'm sculpting my body for you, my love." She says, "How much weight do you have on there?" And she walks over to it with one hand, picks it up to look at how much weight is on it. So she picks it up off of him, looks at the weight, and then she goes, "Huh, pretty good." And lets go. And he's holding it like way up because she had just lifted it up. And then she like starts going upstairs, and it falls back on him. He's like, "Help, Laura, Eddie,
Judy, the forgotten child."
Yeah,
I can't believe you put Judy in there.
Yeah, and that was the cold open. So then we get into the actual episode. In the living room, all the kids and Mother Winslow are cracking up at the TV.
I'm being serious. Was Judy in there? I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was.
Okay.
Actually, now I'm not sure. Now you have me second guessing myself because I wrote all the kids.
I don't remember her having a line.
I don't think she has a line in this one.
I don't either.
She was in there.
Okay.
So they're watching the TV, and it plays the actual like what they're watching on TV for a second, and it's just like some corny fake show.
It's kind of like a Leave It to Beaver style.
Yes, because they do some corny little, but Father, what do you say? Or something like that. And then Carl walks into the house from work and says, "Hi, everybody. The most incredible thing happened to me today." And Mother Winslow tells him to hush. We're watching the Buddy Goodrich show. Which is, can you just imagine? He comes in, the most incredible thing, and his mom, hush, shut up. We're watching TV. That Carl's appalled that his mother would rather watch TV than talk to her own son. And she says, "Buddy's only on once a week. You're here every day."
It's kind of true.
After I wrote that, because I was like, I laughed, and then I'm like, actually, that's really, like, that's a good one. I might start using that to, like, Elijah or something if they interrupt me. But Carl says, "Well, I thought you'd want to hear about my day." And the kids crack up, and she gets all mad, and she goes, "See, you made me just miss the big joke."
She's so into this show.
Yeah. And Carl says, "This is the biggest show on TV? A show about a rich black man adopting 2 young white boys?" And Eddie goes, "Oh, they're adopted. Now I get it." And everyone, like, sighs and realizes even more how stupid Eddie is. Now into the kitchen. Harriet, Rachel, and little Richie are in there, and Rachel's trying to get little Richie to show her that look that will drive the girls crazy. And he barely makes a different face.
No, he doesn't.
And she says, "Mothers of America, lock up your daughters." So stupid. I just had to see you shake your head at it. That's the only reason I wrote it in.
I hate it.
So in comes Carl, and he's saying his day was unbelievable. And Rachel says, "Why? Tell us about it." He goes, "Good, I'm glad not everyone's obsessed with that Buddy Goodrich show." And Rachel goes, "Did that start already? Shoot!" She just sprints with little Richie. So they run into the living room, and Harriet says that she'll take him over Buddy Goodrich any day. And then they, like, give a hug and kiss. Then she hears the audience laughter from the TV, and she kind of looks awkward, and Carl goes, "Go ahead." So she leaves into the living room, too. So here, twice he's talked about how unbelievable his day was, and no one cares. And Carl, after a minute, follows them in. And now we see a little bit more of the fake corny show. And the kids go on and on about, well, we see the fake bit of the show.
It's about a Timberwolf.
Yes.
Yeah.
The mascot is a Timberwolf.
So they,
Yeah, something about. So
stole a Timberwolf, I think.
Yeah. And the kids, the Winslow kids, go on and on about what a great dad Buddy Goodrich is. And they basically put Carl down in the process. Yeah. But it's funny because Eddie goes, Eddie says something like, and they teach a lesson every episode. And, like, they just, he's such a great guy. And, Carl's, like, offended at them. But doesn't say anything. And we actually never hear about how his day was.
A great day was.
I know. I was on the edge of my seat. Like, once he gets it, no, that was it. So new scene, and Harriet's in the kitchen. She probably just finishing up what she was doing before she left to watch Buddy Goodrich. Yeah. And Carl enters, and he's all upset about the previous conversation of the kids talking about what a great dad Buddy Goodrich is. And he asks if the kids would like him better if he dressed more Ivy League. And Harriet turns and says, "You aren't Ivy League. You're Bowling League."
That's because Buddy Goodrich he's like in a...
He's in like a nice
shirt and tie
with a
sweater tied over his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. So she says he's more Bowling League, and we know he's in a bowling league.
He's a bowler.
So why not?
Wonder what his average is.
Probably not good.
No, probably not.
Ever since I started bowling, when I watch shows and they talk about bowling, I really pay attention because sometimes they like brag on like a 170 or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't remember the last time I averaged a 170. It's been a long time. I've been above a 170 for years.
Yeah.
Right, Alex?
Yeah. When I watch those episodes, I'm like, all right, those guys are bowlers. Just keep drinking.
Yeah. That's why you go to the bowling alley anyway.
Right.
But Harriet reassures him he's a great father. And then Mother Winslow asks Carl if he picked up tickets to the Buddy Goodrich one-man show. Which, how weird. Like, all of a sudden it's in town. Like, what?
Yeah.
I just thought that was weird. But he says he is not, but he will tomorrow. And before he says that, I didn't even write it down. I couldn't keep up because she's like, well, what have you got going on tomorrow? Or whatever. And he goes on a thing, I got to work. I got to take care of, whatever he says. And then she goes, well, you have a lunch break, don't you?
What is she doing all day?
Well, she doesn't drive
anymore. That's right. That's right.
She could find a way.
Well, Rachel could.
Yeah. They don't do anything.
Nobody does anything in this house.
In either the Winslows or the Tanners.
No, nobody does anything.
Harriet and Mother Winslow then kind of bitch about how the last time he bought tickets for a show, it was to see Gladys Knight, and they had horrible seats. And hopefully they get better seats this time. Yeah. But we get a new scene, and it's outside of a theater with the letterhead saying Buddy Goodrich one-man show. And then
it's like Broadway.
Yeah, looks like it. And we go into the backstage area. I wonder if Wicked was playing before the Buddy Goodrich show was there.
I doubt it.
Or Joey playing doing his Wizard of
comedy bit in Chicago.
And Mercedes is this one.
It's only his one fan is Mercedes.
Yeah. So then we're into the backstage area, and Carl's just walking in there.
Yeah.
So that was kind of weird, but and a guy is putting stuff in a closet, and then Carl tells the guy he saw a black convertible parked in a handicap spot, and he wants to know whose it is. The guy that was putting stuff away informs him that it's Buddy Goodrich's black convertible parked in the handicap space.
Buddy Goodrich.
Yeah. Carl, he's kind of ooh. And Carl's told to go over to Buddy's dressing room to tell him. And Carl goes over and knocks on the door, and some dweeby guy opens the door. And Carl explains the whole car situation. And the guy sneaks into the room to get the keys. Or he says he's going in to get the keys. And then he comes out with Buddy Goodrich. And
wait, Goodrich?
Goodrich.
Goodrich.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not Goodwrench.
Okay.
Goodrich.
Goodrich. Okay.
And Carl says, wow, you're Buddy Goodrich. My family watches you on TV every week. And he goes, I know.
He's looking styling.
He is a styling guy.
Styling and profiling.
And Buddy says some snotty comment about how he looks taller on TV because he's always standing by those little runt orphans.
Damn.
And Carl laughs kind of, and then he asks if after he moves his car, he could get his autograph for his family. And Buddy says, nobody moves the car. It stays where it is. You got that, Officer Chubbo? And Carl looks for a second, then he's like, thinking he's a funny guy. He's a comedian, actor. He's funny. So then he says, okay, but seriously, we do need to move the car. And Buddy gets ticked and goes on a rant.
And it's Sergeant Chubbo.
Oh, so Buddy gets ticked and goes on a rant about how the parking space is right by the back door. So when the show is over, he can get out of this dump as fast as possible.
Glad he said it so elegantly.
Yeah.
He should have just said the shithole.
Right.
But Chicago's a great...
Yeah, I mean, come on, Illinois people.
Yeah.
Pipe in here. This is a great place.
Yeah, you guys should be pissed at Buddy Goodrich right now.
I was.
Goodrich.
Goodrich. Yeah.
It's stuck in my... It's got to be Goodrich to me now.
Yeah. Whatever. Maybe he'll fix up a car afterwards.
Yeah.
Then, so he says that about getting out of this dump as fast as possible, and then he says, capiche? And he does a little slapping of Carl's face. Which, my gosh, like, if you did that to anybody, they should be pissed. But if you're a police officer, man, I would go off on you on that for sure. But Carl now realizes he isn't like a funny guy.
Yeah.
And he tells him he either moves the car or gets a ticket and is towed away. Now Buddy says that isn't going to happen. And he like pokes Carl in the chest several times.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Am I getting through to you?" As he pokes him. And Carl,
with all that flubber.
Yeah. And Carl says he shouldn't shove a police officer. And then Buddy says, "That wasn't shoving. This is shoving." And he like pushes him.
Yeah.
And after like a second push, Buddy goes to then punch Carl.
Yeah.
Like that escalated quickly. Yeah. And Carl does, he learned a thing or two from Vanessa.
Yeah.
He ducks.
Where is Vanessa?
I know, that's what I was wondering. Where's his backup at?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's just a car parked in a thing, but don't they travel together?
Yeah, I would think so.
If you're partners in a crime
and this,
area.
This sense, it would make total sense.
Yeah.
Because he needs somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, this was a one-man show. Apparently, Vanessa was off the job today. Vacation.
Yeah, vacation.
I don't know. But he ducks and then pins him to the wall, and he starts to arrest him for assaulting a police officer. And Buddy says, "You know, that is so dumb." And Carl says, "Well, if I'm so dumb, why are you the one wearing handcuffs?"
Oh, shit!
So then we go to a new scene, and it's at the Winslow's house in the living room. And the whole family is in front of the TV again as Carl walks in from work. And he's all jazzed to tell them what happened. And Harriet says to be quiet. They're watching the news. And Laura says, "Did you hear some wacko cop arrested Buddy Goodrich?" And he looks all like nervous.
Wouldn't Laura like realize that her father is a cop? So he would already know this news. So now you're calling his, like, friends wackos?
Yeah, exactly.
Even if it wasn't her dad.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. You would think they'd at least be like, "Carl, we heard Buddy Goodrich got arrested.
Yeah.
What do you know about it?"
Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. No, they're strictly the wacko
what,
cop.
Think he's like a mall cop? Like, this whole time they think he's a mall cop.
Right. He's a meter maid. But he looks all nervous, and on the TV it shows Buddy Goodrich being all like fake nice to the news and saying he's still performing tomorrow night. And then he makes some joke that again makes him appear as such a great guy. And Buddy on the TV says his assistant could verify that the police officer arresting him was completely unprovoked. But he doesn't blame the city or the police department, just one rogue cop. Officer Carl Winslow.
Oh, no.
And the whole family like turns to Carl. And he gives them a nervous look, and they all say a little thing about how upset they are as we go to a commercial.
They all hate their own. They all hate Carl.
It's so ridiculous, too. But after the commercial break, we're back where we left off, and Eddie says, "You arrested America's favorite dad?" And they ask for the reason, and Carl explains, and they aren't very understanding.
No, still at this point they don't believe him.
No.
It's ridiculous.
And like all the kids storm off, and he kind of says he hopes the grown-ups will understand. And Mother Winslow and Rachel, they basically don't. Like I can't even remember. I didn't even write down what they said, but they're just.
Mother Winslow's pissed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's her favorite. That's her man.
Yeah. That's her. Yeah.
That new scene, Carl's in the kitchen, and he's grabbing something to drink, and he picks up the newspaper. And the main article is his picture, and it's not a good picture of him.
Yeah.
And Buddy Goodrich, and it's a good picture of Buddy Goodrich.
Yes, it is.
And the article says, "Rogue cop arrests America's favorite dad." And,
took the words right out of Eddie's mouth.
Yeah. And he's frantically like reading it, and he storms into the living room where everyone else is. He asks if they're going to eat soon. I just thought that was funny because like he storms off.
He's so mad, but then it's like, wait, I'm hungry.
Are we going to eat soon? He's like rage eating. But the doorbell rings, and Rachel goes to answer it, and it's Buddy Goodrich at the door. Now, could you imagine Like, seriously, like, they don't do anything about it in this, but, like, you just arrested somebody that didn't have to go immediately to jail. Yeah. And now he shows up.
He knows exactly where you live.
He knows where you live and just shows up without, like...
anybody.
Yeah.
Just him.
Yeah.
Like, and the family is, like, loves this.
Yeah. And Carl, as a police officer, doesn't, like, say, hey, like, because I don't know the rules of being a police officer. Yeah. Wouldn't you think, as a cop, you would be like, okay, no, we can't do this. Like, you cannot come to my house.
Right.
You're like, I don't know. I thought that was really weird. But the whole family's in shock as he asks if he can come in. And Rachel can't even, like, introduce herself.
Yeah.
She's so in awe.
She's trembling.
Yeah. And Harriet introduces everyone, of course, because that's what we find out. Just like last week, Danny introduces the ladies to the whole family, because a guest really wants to know who your whole family is.
Everybody is. And Harriet does the same thing.
Yep. So Harriet introduces everyone, and Buddy says, Carl, you have a beautiful family. And Mother Winslow says, Carl, how could you have arrested a man who says you have a beautiful family? Already taken Buddy Goodrich's side again. And Buddy says like a half-assed apology and tries to give the family tickets to his show tomorrow night. And Carl says, I can't take those tickets. And Rachel, like, butts in super close to Buddy and says, hi, I'm Rachel.
I know.
And she's like an inch away from his face for a little while.
Breathing down his neck.
Yeah. And because he like even starts to talk. And
Rachel's came a long way since those first episodes.
She could not go on a date.
And now,
Will the Thrill and Buddy Goodrich, she's ready to jump their bones.
And it's really ridiculous. All these like famous people coming to their house.
I know.
Great stories that this family can tell their friends.
Yeah. Buddy says they must be proud of Carl because he has a tough job and does it so well. He makes some little jokes that the family just eats up, and then he asks to speak privately to Carl in the kitchen for a few moments. Again,
yeah,
is that not red flags for anyone else? This guy the
man could have a gun, a knife, to kill him.
No, go ahead, go talk in private, Carl. Yeah. So as he walks toward the kitchen, he sneakily hands Eddie the tickets to the show for tomorrow. And
Eddie's like, whoa, A seats?
Oh, yeah.
Is that good? Everybody's like,
yeah, clear got. What a dumbass.
Eddie.
In the kitchen, Carl thanks him for saying what he said in front of his family. And Buddy says he'd like to settle their differences before he leaves town. Carl says that Buddy can by telling the truth, pleading guilty, and paying his fine. And Buddy basically says he wants Carl to come backstage after the show tomorrow for a little press conference, change his story, and Buddy will praise him as a dedicated police officer, and it'll make them both look good.
Yeah.
Carl says he can't do that. Buddy starts going over more of the lie as they kind of walk around the dinner table. And while they're walking, the entire family like opens the kitchen door and they're listening to Buddy talking, but Buddy doesn't see him. Carl tells him he ought to leave. He's not going to change his story, is basically what he says. And Buddy is quickly trying to work up other options. And he says they could make an episode of his show about the incident and pay Carl $2,000 to be a technical advisor for the episode.
Gets my mind thinking.
I know. But Carl, I mean, he knows.
He's a good guy.
And he knows he doesn't say it yet, but it's bribing a police officer.
It is, right?
Buddy is getting ticked that Carl won't back down and lie about it. So Carl goes into a rant about how he wouldn't be able to look at himself if he didn't tell the truth. He's a good father and teaches his children right from wrong. He says he's also a good cop. He doesn't back down when he knows he's right. And he doesn't take bribes from the likes of you.
Oh.
He says, now get out of my house. And the audience,
woo! Woo!
Almost as big a yell for Carl as they did for Harriet when she laid the law on her boss.
Yeah.
They stand behind.
I love this.
They stand on two legs. What is it? You're the one that's good with saying.
They stand on 2 feet. Stand on your own 2 feet. That's what it is.
Sure. I'm not sure that is. Brooks got us covered. Yeah. Don't worry. Buddy Goodrich says, okay, 3,000? And then he says, get out now. And Buddy says, okay, but you're making a big mistake. I'm going to bury you in court. And just then he notices the entire family standing at the door. Hey, everybody. And then he tries to schmooze his way with them. And they're all like real short with him. And like, make room for him to go through the living room. And he gets through them and goes into the living room. And Eddie says, before you go, Mr. Goodrich, we won't be needing these. He gives him the tickets back.
Eddie's such a good son.
He is. And
I would have kept them and scalped them.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Well, you could have made maybe that $2,000 or $3,000.
Yeah, sounds like it, yeah.
Not a bad idea. But Buddy leaves the house, and the whole family hugs on Carl, saying they're so proud of him. He's so nice.
Jeez. It took this huge thing to happen for them to actually realize Carl is a great father.
Yeah. Yep. And now, new scene in the kitchen. Rachel and Mother Winslow are talking about how the last few weeks of this trial have been so tough on Carl, and they hope it's over soon. And in comes Carl and Harriet. The trial is over.
Finally! Bam! It's done.
Yeah. They found him guilty. Apparently, the assistant finally caved and told the whole story.
Well, good for that guy.
Yeah. And now Buddy Goodrich has to pay a big fine and pick up trash along the interstate.
They're all laughing and...
Yeah. Rachel cracks up about it, and Mother Winslow kind of scolds her for laughing about it. And Carl says, Mama's right. We shouldn't take joy in someone else's misery. Anyone want to go for a slow drive along the interstate? And they all crack up, and Rachel's like, I'll go get the camera. And then it ends with Mother Winslow saying she's so proud of Carl. And that's the end.
That's the end.
And I didn't actually take a note. There might have been some sentimental music going on during that Carl speech, but I
don't think there was. I didn't hear it either.
So sorry, guys, you stuck around for nothing. But
they were getting their lips all ready, right?
Yeah. All right. So, well, that was the end. Mother Winslow was proud of him for sticking up for what he knew was right.
Good for him.
Good for him. But,
wait, good for her.
Good for him.
Good for somebody.
All right. So what's on the mind of Alex in this episode?
Oh, man. So many things. This might be a little longer. Okay. First.
Okay.
The Winslows were eating popcorn.
Were they?
Yeah.
Oh, during the show?
Yep.
Oh.
You didn't see the popcorn, but there was a big bowl, so it has to have popcorn in it.
Yeah.
So, just wanted to let you know that one.
All right.
The second thing was, okay, it's all funny that, that he finally got caught, and,
right.
Everything like that. Nobody feels bad for his assistant that got fired because he...
Oh, yeah, they said he fired him on the spot.
So everybody's like, that guy wasn't even a jerk in the episode. He's like, I'll be right back, I'll get the keys.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for that dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody was like,
Yeah, but this dude's life could be,
yeah,
he could be homeless.
Yeah, he's probably homeless now. The last thing is, this would have been all taken care of. It wouldn't have taken Carl this long to go through the court and everything.
Yeah.
When the family popped their heads in, nobody was like, hey, get the video camera or like the voice recorder.
Yeah.
They got it.
Rachel had a voice recorder to get little Richie to say, Mama.
Yeah. So go grab it real quick, and we can hear Buddy talking shit.
Wow, that's true.
And it would have been fine. But oh no.
No, they had to put Carl through hell of a trial.
Yeah.
Just for that.
So that was on my mind. Like, seriously? Nobody can record this dude.
That's true. Good catches.
Yeah.
Good catches.
Yeah.
All right. So a little trivia here. Let's see. I got actually a lot. So the original cold open, this is kind of boring. I'm not even going to say the original cold open. It was just Eddie and Laura and Judy coming downstairs.
You lost me when you said Judy, so, okay.
You know what? Now I'm going to say it. The original cold open for this episode featured Harriet telling Rachel she was putting Carl on a new diet. And then Eddie, Laura, and Judy come down and complain about what Harriet made for their school lunch. So they leave it on the counter, and Carl comes down and sees the extra food and thinks it's part of his lunch.
That's it.
That was the original. So they knocked that for Steve Urkel working out.
Good job.
Yeah. Good job. Let's see. So in reality, assaulting a police officer is a felony in the state of Illinois.
Yeah.
Meaning that Buddy would actually face jail time, not community service.
Yeah, so, there was a lot.
That was on my mind. If there was in the mind of Kenny, that was the biggest thing. Was
the hard part for me too is the door was closed when he swung.
Yeah.
So nobody was around. So I don't know how
the assistant spoke up. Yeah, I don't know. Earlier in the episode, while they were watching the Buddy Goodrich show, Eddie comments on how the family doesn't only watch the show for laughs, but that there's also a lesson every week. And the same thing can be said for this show as well. Because even though Family Matters is a comedy, most episodes also contain some sort of lesson. For example, This episode's lesson is that famous people aren't always as they seem. And that you shouldn't accept bribes or back down when you know something is wrong, just like Carl did with Buddy.
Oh, you're right.
So,
wow, good lesson.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the lesson was in this actual show?
No, the Buddy Goodrich show?
The Buddy Goodrich, that parents aren't always right.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. And then my last piece of trivia is on Buddy Goodrich, which the actor who portrayed Buddy Goodrich is Ron Glass, and he was in like tons of stuff. I looked him up.
I want to say he looks familiar, but let me know what he's in.
Well, so I didn't write down a bunch of stuff he's on.
Yeah.
Because he was just kind of a bit actor, I think. I mean, I think he had big parts on stuff, but the stuff I know him from, he was just, like a guest or whatever. I think he died. I think it was 2014. I think it said he died.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
R.I.P., buddy.
Yeah. But he was God's cousin Rod in another TGIF show on ABC. It was a short-lived show called Teen Angel. Do you remember Teen Angel?
Yeah.
He played God's cousin Rod.
Oh, okay.
Teen Angel only had 17 episodes.
Okay.
But I remember...
I do remember, once you said it, I
remember how Teen Angel died, how he died?
Oh.
He ate a old cheeseburger or something.
That's hilarious.
I loved that show. I was so pissed when it was off. But another movie, he was in a movie that I love. The movie is called House Guest, and it starred Phil Hartman and Sinbad. Huh. And Sinbad is a Benton Harbor guy.
Yeah.
So local guy, but so he was in that. I don't even remember. When I saw him, I'm like, I can picture him with Sinbad, and I couldn't. Good Burger, no. And then I realized what it was. So, yeah. But that was all my trivia.
Cool.
So do we have a bedtime story with Alex on this one?
I do not have a bedtime story on this one.
You never swung at a police officer or
never
bribed a police officer?
No. I can't say I did. Have you?
No, I have not. Okay, so this is going to be...
This doesn't seem like a bedtime story, but I'm...
So, I'll say it. It's just a police officer story.
Okay.
I have a couple,
well,
actually.
Let me get my cold fluff and my blankets over me.
In your bottle of beer.
And my little beer.
So, one time I was leaving our house when we lived together.
Uh-huh.
I was leaving our house and I was driving down a 45 mile an hour road going 70, I want to say, because I was going to meet some people at the beach. And so I was flooring it because I was late.
Yeah.
And as I'm driving, a cop came, coming towards me in the lane, and I knew there's no way he's not going to turn around because I'm flying. Yeah. So we were coming around a corner, and I see him slam on his brakes, and he turns around. Well, there's a neighborhood right off the way. So I book it down that neighborhood.
You think you're getting away from it?
Oh yeah, I was golden. So I go around all the way to the back of the neighborhood and just slowly like take my foot off of any pedal, and I just let myself coast because I'm like, I gotta let him get away a little bit and just drive.
He didn't see you at all.
No. So I'm driving slowly, and this cop. Then all of a sudden I see him pull down the neighborhood. So then he turns on his lights and gets out, and he got license and registration. So I handed my stuff, and he goes, so where are you going? And I said, well, I was meeting up with some friends at the beach, and I was running late, so whatever. And he goes, the beach? And he kind of looks around the neighborhood. He goes, the beach? And I go, yeah, I was just going to the beach to meet up with friends. He goes, well, this neighborhood doesn't look like the beach. and then I realized, you want to know why I was down this neighborhood? So I go, well, I'll be honest. When I passed you, I realized I was going to get pulled over, so I booked it down here. And he's like, son, this isn't my first time pulling somebody over. So I got a ticket for that, but it wasn't a bribing. It wasn't me swinging at him, but I just thought it was funny because he totally caught me in my lie. But
in the end, you told the truth.
I did.
Instead of saying I was picking up, I was looking for my friend's house. He just moved.
Yeah, I could have.
And then we were going to go to the beach.
I know. And I was trying to come up with a new lie, and I was stuck. And then luckily I didn't go further because.
You know what though? My thing would have been, he would have been like, well, what was your friend's name? And then
it'd be Bob.
Yeah.
Carl
Buddy.
So that's it. That was my story.
I like it.
Just caught in a lie with a police officer. That's all.
Man, at least you didn't take a swing at him.
Right.
Man.
I got several more me with police officer stories, but I'm sure there's a better platform.
I only got one. I only got one.
Yeah.
I'm a good boy.
Okay. One of mine is with you.
Yeah.
And then I got at least one other one, maybe two. But we'll save it. There's probably we got plenty of episodes with Carl in a cop uniform here. So. All right. So the next episode of Family Matters is the quilt.
Quilt. All right.
So all right. So thank you for tuning in for another episode of TGIF Renegades.
Coming at you.
We're happy you gave us a listen, and please continue to join us every Friday for a new episode. And if you want to keep up with Family Matters and Full House, you can watch them on Hulu. Hulu's not free, Alex.
Well, it sure is in my household.
So you need to get a Hulu account, and then you can watch them for.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, all right.
No worries.
And then also, if you've ever thought that you might want to start a podcast, you should.
Yeah,
because
it's fun.
It is fun. And if we can get up to 10 episodes, I think anyone can do it.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
If we can figure it out, you can do it.
I mean, I understand not everybody's going to have a studio like ours.
Right. Not everyone's going to have a camper.
No! Studio.
Oh, okay. But if you want a good place to start, try podbean.com. That's where we started.
Yeah, I enjoy it, too.
Yeah, it's you can access. I mean, it's easy to.
Yeah, and when you access it, I mean, they have all the information, all the logistics of everything that's going on.
We know where you guys are watching from.
Yeah.
So we got an eye on you, Norway. But they make it all really easy for you. And if you want to, if you don't know if you want to start your podcast full swing, you can get a month free if you go to podbean.com/TGIF Renegades and sign up there. You get a month free. And then after that month, you're on the hook if you want to keep it going. But a month gets you a good start. But if you want to know more about our podcast, you can go to tgifrenegades.com. There you get to see where we are on social media, where you can listen to us if you stumbled upon us somehow and want to find a different way. But
well, thank you, Podbean. I will drink to that.
Yeah, there we go.
And Like we always say,
thank
God,
it's
Friday!
Hey, Kenny, grab me another beer.